Hi guys, today we are filming this look right here. It is inspired by Emma Stone. I'll go ahead and insert a picture of the look that I was trying to recreate, and I feel like I kind of got it. It's really hard with not having hooded eyes, and she has hooded eyes. So I did my best to kind of just drag it out and not bring it up so high. It is very much similar to my smokey eye tutorial that I created like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. If you have more rounded eyes, you could maybe watch that one. That one's kind of more for my eye type. This one's more for like hooded eyes. But I really like the way it turned out. I think it turned out nice, and if you're going out clubbing or if you're going out on a nice like dinner with your boyfriend or your husband or whoever, girls, I don't care. Girls dress to impress girls, so you could wear this. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for like the office or like going to work or going to get coffee, but do you, girl. If this is what you want to wear, you freaking wear it. You rock it. If you guys want to see how to get this look, just keep watching. So the first thing we're gonna do is let's prime our eyes. Let's do our eyeshadow first, because this is the picture that I'm going to be using. And it looks like it's kind of a lot of dark shadow, so I don't want that fall out all underneath on my foundation, and then you have to clean up your foundation, and then it's just a big old mess. So Emma Stone's face though is usually pretty natural, and then she usually goes pretty dark on her eyes. So, but since I have a lot of like acne scarring and things, I'm probably gonna at least try and cover those up. Oh, and if you can hear like a squeaky toy, Bullet is in here with me. We're hanging out today, huh, bud? So we're hanging out. Huh. Look at his cute blue eyes. Oh. Oh. I'm just applying my usual Urban Decay Shadow Potion, Shadow Primer Potion, and then my usual Sigma Shadow Base and Persuade. It just helps cancel out any of like the discoloration on your eyes. But I am going to fill in my brows with Anastasia Brow Wiz. Oh, my fingers are wet. And soft brown, just like a little twist up pencil. And just fill in. Hers aren't like super filled in or defined in this picture, so I'm just gonna kind of just fill in the spaces, I guess. And for this look, I think I'm going to be using my Lorac PRO Palette. It just looks like this inside of it. This whole top row is matte and this whole bottom row is shimmer shade. So I'm going to take Taupe, this like nice kind of mid-tone brown color, dip it into that product, tap it off, and then we're going to blend that into our crease. Now Emma Stone has very hooded eyes. I obviously do not have very hooded eyes. So this is going to look totally different on me than it would on someone with very hooded eyes. But I'm just recreating what I see on her. Just going in, kind of buffing that color into the crease, really buffing it out, making sure it's super blended. You don't want to bring this really high up on your brow bone. People with hooded eyes have smaller lid spaces, so you want to keep this low. I have large lid space, so it's harder for me to take it up or take it lower or keep it lower. I want to blend everything clear out to Timbuktu, and I can't, so I'm going to keep this low. And hers always comes up pretty high. So I'm just going to apply our tape. E5 brush, fluffy. E5 brush, fluffy. This Sable color right here. This one. Just blend that on and keeping it low. We want to keep everything really low. Same thing with the other side. You could actually use a smaller brush and it might be easier. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch to this littler brush. I'm going to take Sable again and just kind of, because I want to keep it really low, almost like eyeliner. Okay, and then I'm going to take the next darkest shade in the palette. It's called Espresso. It's this one, that one right there. Let's see, Espresso. And I'm going to take this just right on top of where we put that Sable. Just building up that color. And you want to buff it out kind of as you're going, but you don't want to buff it too high. So you want to focus most of the color down by your lashes, and then kind of just buff it out and upwards. Okay. And then now we're going to, so let's take the black. I'm going to take it on a really small little teeny brush like that. This is a Sony Cash brush. I'm just going to take this kind of right along this edge. Now you can go back and get as much product as you want. I start out with a very small amount and build up. It makes it easier to blend out, and it makes sure that you don't get too much. I'm just kind of going along the lash line. This looks horrible right now, but it's not going to look that bad when we take the tape off. It's only because the tape's on there. But having the tape on there saves you from having to like try and be careful and all that. All I'm doing is just kind of like fading the black into the browns and things. Then I take this brush and just kind of blend over the whole thing. Just kind of buffing it out. Now, like I said, I have a way more lid space than her, so when I close my eye, or when I open my eyes, you can still see a little bit of skin tone around hers. When she has her eyes open, you can't see it at all. So I'm going to take a little bit more espresso, and I'm just going to kind of put it up above, just so that way when I have my eyes open, you can't really see my open lid space, because I don't want you to be able to see that. Take this little E25, and I'm just kind of blending the edges out. Blending the edges. I like to use my finger to kind of not necessarily wipe away, but just kind of fix any little spots that don't really look that great. And I'm just kind of like blending, I'm not blending up, I'm just blending on top of right on top of that color. I'm just blending. I'm kind of blending out to the side. Okay. So that's kind of a general idea so far. Now I'm going to go back in with the same little brush on the other side with that black. And same idea, we're just slowly adding in the black. No. No. Bullet. Look at that. Why don't you like that? Alright, so I'm just still blending and blending. You can never overblend. Blending is the key to any look. Just keep blending. So now that we have it kind of to where we want, I'm going to take this E40 and this cream shade. It's literally called cream. I'm just going to kind of buff that up onto my brow bone. It's going to help blend out these shadows on the edge here. So I'm going to peel off our tape. You should have something horrible like that. It's okay. Just, you can wipe things away, you can blot things off. I kind of just take my fingers and just kind of, not really like try to fix it, but just make it look not so harsh. So now I'm going to take this same little teeny brush and kind of drag down that black. Just has like a subtle thing going on under here. I'm just kind of touching up that black. So in this picture I'm noticing like she has a very strong black wing going on. Okay. So, hey! Shh. You gonna go potty? Okay. I feel like I look like a goddamn raccoon. Whatever. We're sticking with this because this is what I've already chosen to do. Okay. Still just touching up this black and the browns and making sure everything looks really even and just, you know, the same on both sides. Try not to make myself look too much like a raccoon because she has very hooded eyes and I have very round eyes. Or, yeah, she has hooded eye more round, so this type of look could look raccoonish on me if I sat here too long messing and dicking with it. So that is pretty much it for the eyes. I gotta throw on some eyeliner and some foundation and stuff, but we'll zoom in a little bit. Oh yeah. She does kind of have like a sparkle, kind of like right here and right here, but I'll do that after we do foundation and everything. Her skin is really glowy and pretty. I'm going to take L'Oreal True Match, just the original. I'm in N3, you cannot see that. Take a little bit out of my hand. I'm pretty sure this has like some kind of shimmer or something in it, I don't know. So every time I use it, there's like shimmer on my hand afterwards. Taking my fadey. I'm just gonna kind of get the product on it and just start it on like this. And make sure you blend your foundation down your neck. I cannot stress this enough. Please at least blend it down a little bit. If not, you're gonna look like you have a mask on. Not cute. Not cute. Buffing it on. Buffing. Make sure you kind of get it up in your hairline a little bit. And then I like to take like a detail brush and take a little bit more foundation and just kind of cover the spots that need it, not necessarily put on a whole other layer. Especially since her skin is so natural, you can still like see her freckles. I don't want to go too heavy, but some of us need some serious coverage, so I mean, what's a girl to do? Seriously. And then I just pat like this, pat it in. Same brush, same foundation, I just pat it. Stipple, pat, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we're just patting down the neck. And then I'm going to take a concealer, like a liquid concealer. This is just a little sample of by Under Eye, by NYX, or not NYX, by It Cosmetics. And I'm just going to put a little tiny bit. You do not need very much of this at all. If you get too much, you're gonna be like, oh dang it, too much. I have the perfect amount actually. Because it can get kind of sticky and messy if you get too much. And I'm just going to go right underneath my eye. Just clean that up a little bit. Get it in the inner corner as well to kind of brighten it up. You don't want to look tired or anything. Just kind of blend that in with my finger. Boom. Look it, girl. Look it, girl. And I kind of pull it down a little bit before I go up under my eye, just to make sure I don't get too much product up underneath my eyes. And just pat it in. Maybe a little bit too much on that side. Go over here. And if you get too much, just take it all the way out to the sides of your face out here. Little brush. Just kind of make sure that it's all smoothed out. Looks natural. And I pat with this little brush. Oh, that was just patting in my concealer. I did kind of cover up a little bit of the black over here, so I'm just going to take the brush and just kind of connect them again. Fix it a little bit. I'm going to take the same little brush and my Makeupforever Super Matte Loose Powder. This stuff's pretty awesome. And just kind of pat it underneath my eyes. Set all that concealer. You definitely need to set your under eye concealer, or else it's going to crease and crepe and look gross within an hour. So always set your under eyes. If you set nothing else on your face, set the under eye area. Especially if you're dry and you don't need to set your face because your makeup's not moving around. Only set underneath your eyes. I have to set my entire face because I'm a grease ball, which is fine. I'm going to look young forever. JK. So now, have her face done. Let's go. I am going to get to the brush. There it is. What did I say? Oh yeah, liner. Just using a black eyeliner and tight line. In the waterline. I have to do this. I think it just adds a little bit extra. Not a lot, but a little bit. It just defines like the inner parts of your eyes too. And the best part about this look is your gel eyeliner doesn't have to be perfect. Because it's already black everywhere else. So if you can't get it in a perfectly straight line, this might be the look for you. Right here. I'm actually going to use this color right here called Carnation. It's super shimmery and pretty and bright pink, kind of like hers. It's kind of more bright pink color. So we're just going to apply that to her cheeks. I like to keep things more on the side. I don't like to bring them so much in the front of my face. But that's just me. And then I will take the smallest amount of a highlighter, oh not that brush, on my F86, just a little bit, and we're just going to touch it right on the tops, up the cheekbones, maybe in the center of the nose, Cupid's bow, maybe a little on the forehead. Now we will curl the lashes. I really hope I don't have to go anywhere today. People are going to be thinking I'm going out to the club tonight. Clubbing. Oh, I'm just using my Holy Grail mascara. My favorite. Oh my god, you have to see this, it's so cute. He is passed out on the floor. He's seriously so cute. So cute. Can anyone else talk while they're putting on mascara? Because I sure can't. I have to be like complete silence to put on my mascara. Or else I like smack myself in the eye with it. It's not fun. Done. Take my hair out, even though it's like all gross and disgusting. So that is the finished Emma Stone tutorial look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe. It means a lot to me when you guys subscribe. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and let me know what you guys want to see in the comments down below.